Official. Season finale at Levi's. Harbaugh saying adios to fans, and what kind of emotions were behind here with Jed York? At the time, Arizona was hoping to win the game, the division, if Seattle lost. And a flea flicker from the Niner 20? Whoa! Ryan Lindley, Michael Floyd, touchdown. San Francisco answered right back. Colin Kaepernick, and on the dead run, finds Anquan Bolden. It's a 76-yard play for a touchdown. Bolden over 1,000 yards for the season. Second quarter, it's a 3-point game. Lindley picked off by Michael Wilhoit. It's a huge play. 49ers got a field goal out of it. Led 13-3, final minute of the half. Lindley up top. It's Floyd able to just stay in bounds. 17-13 Cardinals. Middle of the third now. Arizona just past midfield. Lindley into triple coverage. He chose unwisely. Chris Culliver stepped in front, returned it to the 32. Lindley's second interception of the day. And off the pick, Frank Gore. An explosion play, folks. This one goes for 20. Put Gore over 1,000 yards for the 8th time in his career. Later in the drive, Cap rolls. Bruce Miller, corner, touchdown. It's 20-13. Under 2 minutes left. Arizona with the ball, but not for long because Craig Dahl stepped in front, and that's how it ended. Cue the Gatorade shower for Jim Harbaugh. The 49ers win, final of 20-17, and have a record of 8-8 to close business. Now, after the game, the 49ers released this statement. The 49ers and Harbaugh have mutually agreed to part ways. The 49ers organization has begun its search for the team's next head coach. Well, Harbaugh is now free to consider his next coaching opportunity without any constraints, close quote. Harbaugh spoke in past tense after the game, but didn't reveal where he's going next. Multiple reports have him landing at the University of Michigan. He said goodbye to the media and his players.
There'll be announcements made, concerning those things.
Okay, so maybe Harbaugh didn't reveal where he's coaching next year, but he leaves the 49ers with 49 NFL wins and expressed gratitude for the opportunity in San Francisco.
I mean, this has been had a time of my life. There's that song that's had the time of my life. I really did. Had a lot of fun.
He's expected to leave the NFL without winning what he didn't as a player, a Lombardi trophy.
Are you going to miss the NFL anymore?
Is the NFL going somewhere?
One thing's for sure, the players will miss him.
49 wins in 4 years, and this year we dealt with a lot of stuff. It was a down year compared to the past 3, but 3 straight NFC championship games, and that's what should be remembered for.
When we came in, he had some words for us and, thanked all of us, but really, it goes to him and everything that he's done for our team.
Passionate. Jim Harbaugh, same Jim Harbaugh.
Was that who's got it better than us? Nobody better than...
Who's got it better than us? I said it as loud as I could.
Coach Harbaugh is the coach that drafted me. He's the coach that chose to start me. He's the coach that stood behind me through everything. A lot of us have been with Coach Harbaugh since he's been here, and the players that were here before him saw how he turned things around and turned this organization back into a winning one. And, it's tough to let that go, but at the same time, we have to keep moving forward as players because our careers keep going on.
It's something that you didn't foresee coming, especially what he had done in the previous years. Unprecedented. First 3 years you go to at least the NFC Championship, so definitely didn't see that coming.
So proud of you guys. You talk about these daily. He shows me your videos, you guys playing football. They got Gore blood coursing through their veins.
The coach spent time with Frank Gore's kids in the locker room after the game. Harbaugh's departure greatly overshadowed the fact that Gore might not be back next year.
Yeah, I cried today because when I first got here, I was 21. 10 years, and never been in this situation. Always was under contract, and knowing that this could be my last game here, it was tough.
There is a football heaven that's awaiting Frank Gore and so many of our players.
Which brings us to the perfect guest for this one. Not only is he a terrific talk show host, he's an outstanding writer as well. In fact, he's written this book, San Francisco 49ers from Kezar to Levi's Stadium, and he goes right by my house every day on the way to work. KNBR's Brian Murphy has joined us, and you're a guy that talked to Harbaugh every single week. What bounces off for you now that it's over?
Yeah, let's do the free plug. We should have called it From Kezar to Levi's, where they crazily fired Jim Harbaugh, right? That's what we should call it. Right. Yes, and I do drive by, and you need to clean up your front yard, okay, first and foremost. But no, you know what's funny, Vern? A slight correction, which gets to Jim Harbaugh's personality, and that is, we did talk to him every week the first 3 years he was on the job. But this year, last year, he said, I don't want to do it every week. Wow. I want to do it every other week. He disdained his media obligations so much. So we did every other week with Greg Roman or Vic Fangio. And the only reason I tell the anecdote is it speaks to his personality, which could be very prickly and very moody. So there are times, I think, and I see where Jed York and Trent Baalke are coming from. He would be obviously a very difficult guy to work with day in, day out. The big question is the forest for the trees, right? Can you be so problematic? Can it be so problematic to work with him every day that you're going to get rid of a guy who is clearly one of the 5, 10 best coaches in the NFL? You might say 3, 4, 5. I don't know. To me, it's the wrong decision. I think they're going to live to regret this. I may be wrong. We may be doing this show 2 years from now when they're having a parade down Market Street. But it seems to me like they're not seeing the forest for the trees.
I was going to ask you that years from now, is this something where we're going to see some 30 for 30 document on what might have been, where all these guys really regret what happened, this one single decision to part ways?
Well, you and I were talking before the show started, and you said the best part of this, or the juiciest part of this, is going to be the stories that come out.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Because some people are going to try to win, each side is going to try to win the spin, right? And we've seen since February, when we found out that the 49ers were talking about trading him to Cleveland. That's when we should have known something was up. Then when the Levi's Stadium opening happened and he was not there for the ribbon cutting, we should have known something was up. And then we heard the leaks to NFL Network all through the fall. And so we know that Jed's side was leaking stuff. Harbaugh's side never leaked back. Now, he's going to have a decision. Is he going to want to start telling his story? Now, he handled himself today, I thought, very gracefully, graciously. I thought I could see Jed and Trent's poll numbers plummeting as Harbaugh was giving that very likable and graceful press conference after the game today. But we'll see what happens in the next few months as far as the anecdotes and the stories about the real problems. Maybe Jed and Trent are going to try to tell the real problems they had with him behind the scenes, because obviously, it was enough to get rid of him.
All right, well, we're running down here on time. I do want to talk about this book. You're one chapter shy. You needed a whole Harbaugh chapter in here. I mean, to write after what happened today. But how much sweat went into this, baby?
Well, just real quick, the 49ers wanted to do a book on Levi's Stadium.
Right.
Our publisher, Inside Edition, said, how about if you do it on all 3 stadiums, Kezar, Candlestick, and Levi's?
Right.
It was a smart move because there is some incredibly historic and nostalgic stuff in there. So the Kezar and Candlestick stuff will really get you all goosebumpy. And then the Levi's stuff, if into the construction and the building of the stadium. But for me, as an older guy, Vern, the Kezar and Candlestick stuff makes that book.
Yeah, outstanding pictures, drawings of old tickets. There's all kinds of history in here. The foreword by Jerry Rice, the introduction by Jed York.
He didn't tell me in the introduction that he was going to fire Jim Harbaugh.
yeah, if he could have only tipped you off. And this holiday season could be a nice little gift.
Well, maybe a little post-Christmas cheer or birthdays or whatever, but really a good keepsake historically. And I should shout out Michael Zagaris, the great photographer who you both know. He secured the photos to the Kezar Stadium archives from the Rippon estate, a guy named Frank Rippon, and the photos in there are stuff you've never seen. It'll bring old San Francisco to life.
All right, well, we're going to let you go because you got to take a nap. You got a morning show to do.
Yes,
okay,
I do.
Hey, thanks for a few minutes, and the Harbaugh chapter will continue on to Ann Arbor. When we step out, we're going to talk about the team on the other side of the bay, the Raiders. What's going on there? Don't move.
This is the Ford Highlight of the Week.
to the Bahamas, Central Michigan. Once trailed 41-14 and trailed by a touchdown. Time running out. Jesse Kroll lets it fly. Deion Butler. He gives it up again. Courtney Williams. It's a multilateral game. Titus Young. A race to the pylon. Touchdown. It's a 1-point game. Instead of going for the tie, they went for the Bahamas Bowl win right here. 2-point try. Rush, the pass, broken up. And Western Kentucky survived the comeback bid, 49-48. Then there's the Raiders. They're looking for a permanent head coach too. Tried for something that they haven't seen all year. Winning a road game. Going to Denver and pulling that off, good luck with that. Here's the student, Derek Carr, against the master, Peyton Manning. Manning going to work right here. And he's going up top, and he's looking for Demaryius Thomas. And Thomas, right around the 10-yard line. It's set up for Leo native C.J. Anderson. He crashed in on a score to make it 10-0. Same score later in the first. Manning. Pass batted by Justin Tuck. It's a live football. Keith McGill picked it up and scored a touchdown. Raiders within 3. Second quarter. Here's Manning again. And here's Demaryius Thomas again. Inside the 5. Bring on Anderson. Anderson goes untouched as a race to the corner. His second score of the game, 17-7 Denver. A rough day of the office for Derek Carr. Oh, can't handle the snap. Big old Donald Penn's got a fall on it. 45 yards of offense for the Raiders in the first half. Here's the third quarter. And here's Anderson. Breaking tackle, scoring a 25-yard play, 27-7. The Raiders try to find signs of life. Carr, Latavius Murray. Get out of my way! It's a big pickup, 46 yards before he's pushed out of bounds. Later in the drive, Carr looking. How about Jameis Olawale for the second touchdown in as many games? 27-14 Denver. And then here's the dagger. Oh, yeah, the ball on the ground, batted away. Oh, forget about it. It's picked up. It's a touchdown for Tony Carter. 47-14, the Broncos win. And get this, without a single Peyton Manning touchdown pass. Carr finished the season with 21 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. So, on to the draft order for 2015. The Bucks get the top spot, followed by the Titans, Jags, Raiders, and the Redskins. Either Tony Sparano retains his job on the Raiders, or the Raiders begin their search for a new head coach.
All the things that we've been through, as a football team right now, okay, my answer is yes. But I don't make those decisions. Those decisions will be made here shortly. And they'll be made by Mark Davis and by Reggie McKenzie.
He's definitely made his case. I think, guys on this team, I think they actually believe in Coach Sparano. So I think he did a good job with the guys, from a week-to-week basis on trying to get us ready for games.
Come back.
Right now I would say that I plan on it. I guess that would depend heavily on the Raiders, at this point, see what they want to do, and then we'll go from there.
I said it as soon as I got out of the shower. I said, give me one more wood. And I don't know if you heard me or not, but I just keep saying it here and there. But, yeah, he's a great player, man, one of the best. And I'm fortunate to be able to be on the same team with him.
Running out of time. Loose football. Picked up by the Broncos to the end zone for the touchdown.
That team is what we're shooting to get to, and hopefully this is a lesson we take in the offseason and learning what it takes to win this league. Them guys are good. They're not that far off. We're really not. I got a lot of confidence in what we can do here if we put a few more pieces in the puzzle and just play with more confidence than what we played here tonight.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take. I say a couple weeks, but it never is. I'll take 2 weeks, but it'll be less than that. My wife will be mad at me. Rest, and then I'm back to work. I'm not going to let that happen again. A season like that. As long as I'm the quarterback in Oakland, which will be for a long time. That's not going to happen anymore.
Don't you dare move. Got more Game on Game Day next. All right, it's time now to go around the National Football League. And we'll start with the AFC. The story of Chase Daniels, starting for Kansas City. For the Hey, welcome back, and it's time now to go around the National Football League, and we start with the AFC. Story of Chase Daniels. In for Alex Smith, running the Kansas City Chief offense. Hosting San Diego, Daniels, Dwayne Bowe, fumbles into the end zone, but Travis Kelce's got his back. Chiefs get the touchdown, and they win 19-7. That's John Harbaugh, Jim's big brother. Ravens trailing Cleveland, but Joe Flacco hit Torrey Smith. 13-10 lead. The Ravens win 20-10. The clinch a wild card spot. Oh, the terrible towels. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Bengals. Big Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown near the sideline. He gone. 27-17. Steeltown wins 27-17. And Mike Tomlin get a little hot and bothered with Reggie Nelson after the game. All right, so with that, we go to the AFC playoffs. Pittsburgh will host rival Baltimore on Saturday. Cincinnati will visit Indianapolis Sunday. That game will be seen right here on KPIX. Top seed New England and 2 seed Denver have byes. I'll show you Pete Carroll running the Seattle Seahawks, trying to clinch the NFC West against St. Louis. Fourth quarter, Marshawn Lynch, not going to stop him. They went at 20-6 and clinched the division. Aaron Rodgers, left the game with a calf injury against the Lions, tied at 14. Rodgers comes back, a zip to Randall Cobb. It's the go-ahead. Green Bay wins 30-20. Cam Newton against Atlanta. Winner take all for the NFC South, and it is Cam Newton taking it in himself. They blew out the Falcons 34-3 to win the NFC South. They get to the playoffs with a record of 7-8-1. So here's the NFC playoff bracket. Seattle and Green Bay are the top 2 seeds. They will have byes next weekend. The wild card matchups are Arizona at Carolina on Saturday, and Dallas will host Detroit on Sunday. So that gets you caught up with that. We're back to wrap things up after this. Quanto Martin and the Cal men hosting Cal State Bakersfield. In Bakersfield, not quite a cupcake. Hello, Roadrunners. Ali Ahmed knocking down the jumper. They led 25-9. But Cal did come back under 90 seconds to play. David Kravish. It's a little hook number, a little baby hook. Now it's a 4-point game. And Sam Singer steals the ball. Singer to Jordan Matthews. Oh my gosh, it's a 2-point game with a $1:10 left, 6 seconds left. Bakersfield up 3. Here's Cal. And the ball is thrown away. Cal, on the short end of a 55-52 embarrassing loss. Oh my goodness, how are they going to rebound from that? Elsewhere, in women's basketball, 16th ranked Stanford crushed UC Santa Barbara. As an old French girlfriend used to say, Santa Barbara, 90-34. Lily Thompson led the Cardinal with 12 points. Stanford improves to 8-4. Jim Harbaugh ends his 49ers career with one final They Said It award. Here's his thoughts on the best Christmas present he's ever received.
I want winners. I'm a man. I'm 40. Playoffs.
I think my favorite gift, I got these sheets that had all the NFL logos on them, all the helmets, and so those were my sheets and the pillowcases, and it had a matching comforter that had all the logos on it as well. And I got that, and my brother got it we got the same gift. We were probably 6, 7, and those were my sheets. That was my comforter till I graduated high school.
All right, news and notes. Justin Smith, the Cowboy, on the interior line, may consider retirement. Stay tuned for that one. Press conference at 1 o'clock tomorrow involving Jed York and Trent Baalke to get maybe their side of the story. That'll do it for Game Day. Thanks for watching. My thanks to Brian Murphy and the entire Game Day crew. Good night.